Hey, welcome back to the channel. This is the most disturbing videos on the internet today. Let's dive in.
A 397-million-year-old Terataspis fossil that once lived in a shallow sea in what is now New York State and Ontario. This huge thing is a mammoth tusk, which was found in the Arctic in 2020. These strange and mysterious giant handprint carvings and petroglyphs found at the White Mountain in Wyoming. 7,000-year-old ancient mummies discovered in the Atacama Desert in Chile. A stone head found by a man in Canada when mowing his lawn. Next to it was a rock with the inscription 1408 BC, a 1,500-year-old stone found in Scotland with mysterious inscriptions carved into it. Strange 8,000-year-old ancient sculptures of creepy faces found in Serbia. 2,000-year-old rock carvings found in Brazil after the Amazon experienced a drought. The Gorvin stones were found in Scotland and are thought to date back to the 10th and 11th centuries AD. And finally, these strange things are crinoid fossils, which were marine animals that lived 300 million years before the dinosaurs. A 390...
It looks like it came straight out of the Alien vs. Predator movie, doesn't it? If you're enjoying these videos, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button because we do these videos every single day. And I'd love to see you tomorrow. Let's get straight back into the action.
Scientists just turned light into a solid, and it flows like a liquid. For the first time ever, researchers in Italy have created a quantum supersolid using only light, a bizarre state of matter that defies physics as we know it. Over a decade ago, they showed light could act like a fluid, but now they've taken it further. Solid light that flows. Are we unlocking new dimensions of reality? Scientists just turned light into a solid.
I'm ready to see the Star Wars holograms now. Bro found the Garden of Eden. I don't know about the Garden of Eden, but definitely a scene straight out of Avatar. If you just add a little bit of neon animals in there or something. I love it.
Scorpion King, a ruler of Egypt during the pre-dynastic period, or Dynasty Zero, is a figure surrounded by various theories. Some consider him the father of Narmer, the first pharaoh in history, while others suggest he may have been an alternative name for Narmer himself.
The Scorpion King with the rock. I love that movie. Who knew it was based on a true story?
Ancient Egyptian statues typically feature calm, serene expressions. This was done to convey the timeless and unchanging nature of the person or deity represented. The lack of emotional expression also reflected the Egyptian ideal of stability. Ancient Egyptian statues typically feature calm, serene expressions. This was done to convey the timeless and unchanging nature of the person or deity represented.
I wonder if that's made out of pure gold. How cool would that be?
This whole pyramid situation just got even more insane. Thousands of people are rejecting the common view that the Egyptians built the pyramids, but instead claim that someone else is responsible. Before I tell you who I think built the pyramids, let's look at the three possible candidates. Number 1, the great inventor Nikola Tesla believed that the pyramids were built by a lost ancient civilization to be used as wireless power plants. Number 2, I used to believe that Joseph from the Bible is the one who ordered the building of these vast pyramids so that they could be used as storage units to house an awful lot of grain. But here's the thing, I'm not so sure that's the answer anymore. Number 3, many people believe that antediluvian giants are the ones who built these massive structures. Okay, I am a little bit embarrassed to admit to this publicly, but I personally believe the most rational solution of how these 2.3 million blocks, all weighing 15 tons each, how were they laid? Well, I actually think number 3 is the most rational answer. Listen to me. Some of you agree with this suggestion, and yet you reject the book that told us thousands of years ago that there really was giants who roamed on the earth. If that's you, would you consider brushing the dust off your—
Y'all, guess what they found under the pyramids? And yes, I'm wearing a face mask. I just had to come on here and tell you. Okay, I hope this is real because modern media is not picking it up. But in the middle pyramid, remember the 3 pyramids symbolize Orion's belt, and the middle one is below the star Anilam, which means string of pearls. So this man, Filippo, y'all, guess what they found under the pyramids? And yes, I'm wearing a face mask. I just had to come on here and tell you. Okay, I hope this is real because modern media is not picking it up. But in the middle pyramid, remember the 3 pyramids symbolize Orion's belt, and the middle one is below the star Anilam, which means string of pearls. So this man, Filippo, and Corrado, I butchered that, I'm sorry. We know that they've been using synthetic aperture radar. Basically, it's a way to see inside the pyramids. This is how I think the last 2 years, they discovered what was inside it, but guess what's beneath it? So I guess there was a press conference, and this is it. Basically, under the pyramids, I think all 3, so inside the pyramids, there are these 5 structures that are stacked like this. They look like Tesla coils. And then there are these cylindrical things underneath. Those are the stacks again. And then this goes underneath to some type of reservoir. They have coils around them. Guys, this looks like a plasma machine, like an ancient energy harvester. And then the coils attached to these cinder blocks. So like that's the whole thing. And then they attach to these, and they say they're under all 3 of them. Now, people like Nikola Tesla thought that these were ancient energy structures. He also worked with plasma when it was called radiant matter before they knew about plasma, really. I mean, come on. But here's the thing. There is no way this is not a coincidence to the fact that plasma bubbles are over the pyramids. This came out last year. They're plasma generators. All about plasma. Y'all, guess what they found under the pyramids?
Plasma orbs on top of the pyramids. We see generators under the pyramids. What a time to be alive.
and reading it again with new eyes.
If you thought I didn't have an excellent specimen for you today, think again. This reminds me of some type of magical pendant that you would get in a video game to get boosted mana, spell casting times 3. You know, you're definitely getting buffs when wearing this. Looking at the inside, it looks like miniature blue fireworks, everlasting. If I had to name this, it would be Everlasting Blue Fireworks. Death Head Hawk Moth Shadow Box Ring. What? Oh, there is 2 moths in the inside. You see it? Another fantasy magical ring. This ring has a Horcrux in it, 100%. There's a Horcrux in this ring.
What's happening out there? And he said, well, there's a lot of things that are going on there that I won't be able to tell you until the year 2025. But we have things in the Nevada desert that would make George Lucas envious.
This look Mayan, but like alien.
Did you know that flying ships existed on our planet over 6,000 years ago? Share and save this because this is the only page that exposes mainstream thinking. Ancient Indian history is one of the most extensive on the planet. Their ancient sacred texts, called the Vedas, speak of these incredible flying ships that visited our planet over 6,000 years ago. They are called Vimanas. The Mahabharata describes it as an apparatus which can go by its own force from place to place. And this is the crazy part, or globe to globe. The texts also describe how the Vimanas were built. They were made of 31 parts, which included a photographing mirror underneath. There were 16 kinds of metal required to construct the flying ship. And guess what? Only 3 of them are known to us today. So now, after liking and sharing this video, you're probably wondering what fueled this ancient flying ship. A couple years ago, Chinese researchers discovered ancient Sanskrit documents in Lhasa, Tibet, dating back thousands of years. According to the documents, the propulsion system was based on anti-gravitational technology, also known as lagima. This mysterious force is also said to be what enables people to levitate. Comment airship if you want the story of how one of these Vimanas went to battle on the moon. Did you know that flying ships existed on our planet?
When's that movie coming out?
Not even NASA can rightfully explain what people just found in this photo taken by the Curiosity rover on the surface of Mars. At first glance, you'd probably miss it, but zoom into just the right spot, and it's there. Standing out from its surroundings, we see a distinct, smooth, round, shiny metallic object that appears to be floating through the air, and we can even see its shadow beneath it. People are calling it the Tic Tac UAP on Mars, which does look exactly like a lot of the UFOs we've been hearing about and the military's been reporting on here on Earth. Navy pilots have literally used the exact words Tic Tac UAP to describe them, and well, if that ain't a Tic Tac, I don't know what is. This photo is from the Mars Curiosity rover taken on March 3rd, 2020, so we were probably a little preoccupied with something else when this first came out. And as always, yes, it's on NASA's official website. Here we even have an AI checker that tells us it's definitely not altered or AI generated. Strangely too, NASA allegedly removed the original color image from their website and now only have this black and white one up. But if you know where to zoom in, you'll find that Tic Tac exactly where it's supposed to be. Skeptics argue that it's a rock formation or some photography error, but man, it looks exactly like the UAPs that have been reported here on Earth. And if these spacecraft really are as advanced as we claim they are, then there really is nothing stopping them from visiting other planets too.
Some people say that same location is in Canada.
Family was driving next to the forest when they noticed something was following them. Even though you could see that it's someone with the white dress, it would be moving too fast to be a human. This family was driving next to the forest.
That could be a vampire. You remember on that Twilight movie how they could run that fast?
This is Giovanni Battista Bugatti, known as Mastro Titta, the chief executioner of the Papal States who carried out 514 executions between 1796 and 1864, earning a notorious place in history. This is Giovanni Battista Bugatti.
Giovanni Battista Bugatti. How disturbing. Kind of makes you think, why did they name that supercar Bugatti? Have you ever dreamed of diving beside a zebra shark?
Divers pull 1,000-year-old tortoise skeleton from a blue hole in the Bahamas with much of its DNA intact. The skeleton of the extinct Bahamian giant tortoise was found in Sawmill Sink, a deep blue hole on Abaco Island. The tortoise's fossil shell has bite marks from crocodiles and other predators. It is the first sample of ancient DNA retrieved from an extinct tropical species, and it could provide insight into the history of the Caribbean tropics and the reptiles that dominated them.
As long as they don't try to pull off any Jurassic Park stunts, we're good.
600 series had rubber skin. We spotted them easy. But these are new. They look human. Sweat, bad breath, everything. Very hard to spot. 600 series had rubber skin.
Getting harder to spot.
We've all seen opal from Australia, but this is something different. And you almost never see a complete opal pineapple, which is what they are called, with 360-degree form, sharp crystals, and all of this color. Usually they're found in pieces, and they're chopped up and used for opal rough, the same as other opal. But this is one of the most complete, most pristine, most sharp specimens, and it came from the collection of the owner of the mine. It has been through several collections, and it has now ended up with us as part of Stretch Young's collection. What's really cool is how we can trace it back to the day it was found, in the mine, in the White Cliffs of Australia. So this is a really unusual opal, the kind of thing we almost never see.
In a cabin, this family felt they were being observed. In a cabin, this family felt they were being observed when they noticed this in the window. This terrifying creature with dark eyes and mouth was not alone watching them. In a cabin, this family felt they were being observed when they noticed this in the window.
What could that be? A dog, a mask, or a shapeshifter? It says, can you believe humans used to write like this? Yeah, I can. Because you see the Japanese calligraphy, that stuff's impressive with those strokes. So yes, I believe so. Drop your thoughts in the comments below.
Science has finally discovered one of the conditions of giantism. Inside of amber, they found locked-in air, pre-flood air. When busted open, it was 32% compared to our 21%. And that's the reason why they were bigger. Science has finally discovered one of the conditions.
Oxygen levels. For entertainment purposes only, do your own research on everything.
I think the ocean creatures are very bizarre.
How about those giant squid that they found?
Science is.
I think the ocean creatures are very bizarre.
How about those giant?
Science is.
I think the ocean creatures are very bizarre.
How about those giant squid that they found on that oil tanker? So they had a camera deep under this oil rig, and they spotted this thing with these insane long appendages. Look at this.
Oh, whoa, yeah, that's different.
Look at the length of those, what'd you call those things?
Tentacles?
But look at the legs on it. It's like an insect.
Yeah, that's very bizarre.
And it's 100 feet. It's huge. Like, look at that thing.
It's crazy.
I mean, if you saw that underwater, you would shit your pants.
100%. I think the ocean creatures are very bizarre.
How about those?
It makes you almost think that some of those deep sea creatures might have been there pre-flood. The main thing running through my mind is what could possibly lift these stones if they wore doors. Old footage of an alien recovered from a crashed UFO.
Primitive medical care of a species that had barely begun to conquer its own diseases.
Get him some water, he's thirsty.
But as we primitive medical care of a species.
I can't. Give him some water. He was in distress. The rare moment a glacier cracks and flips, exposing the deep blue underside. That was an intense blue, wasn't it? Now this fascinating has to be a opal. Yes, a opal. I can tell by that fogginess. We're learning, guys. I would call this space fighter helmet. Almost looks like a space fighter helmet that they would put on, but yeah. The crystal clearness with the smoky trapped inside, definitely beautiful.
One thing about bird boxes is often the birds don't have good movement, and very rarely do they have great feathers. I'm going to play. One thing about bird boxes is often the birds don't have good movement, and very rarely do they have great feathers. I'm going to play it. The feathers on this one are amazing, and the sound and the movement is fantastic. One thing about bird boxes is often the birds don't have good.
That's Tartarian. Who could make that?
This is the only proof we have of time travel, and it's absolutely terrifying. In 1923, archaeologists uncovered a sealed tomb in Egypt. Inside, they found something that defied logic. A photograph dated 1987. It showed a man in modern clothing standing in front of the tomb, holding a camera. The man was identified as Elon Huck, a scientist who vanished in 1987 while working on a top-secret government project called Kronos. The project's goal? To unlock time travel. But it was shut down after Huck disappeared without a trace. The photograph had a chilling message scrawled on the back. I tried to stop it, but the loop is inevitable. Years later, in 1980, another photograph surfaced. This one showed Elon Huck, now decades older, standing in front of the same tomb. The date on the photo? 2025. Experts were stunned. How could a man exist in 3 different timelines? And what did he mean by the loop is inevitable? The final clue was found in Huck's 1987 lab notes. He wrote, "Time isn't linear, it's a loop, and I'm trapped in it." But here's the twist. In 2023, a team of researchers decided to open the tomb again. Inside, they found a camera, the same one from the photographs. When they developed the film, it showed a picture of them, standing in the tomb, dated 2045. This is the only proof we have of time travel.
Meteorologist reacts to UFO Oklahoma City.
Wonder what that is right there. That's pretty interesting. Moving really fast. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at what we've got here. Just interesting stuff flying around the sky.
If you made it this far, go ahead and drop Saturday Fun in the comments below so I know you made it this far and you're a real one. And I thank you. This was the most disturbing videos on the internet today. See you tomorrow.